What's up, plant family? Devin is here, along with my beautiful wife, Samantha. You want to say hi?
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha.
Well, so if you didn't catch the video about pruning your panicle hydrangeas in the autumn, this is kind of the second part of that video. Go check that first one up out there. But the result of that video was this beautiful crate of old spent hydrangea blooms. Now, I asked you guys if you would like to see us make a wreath with these blooms, and you said yes. So that's what we're here to do in this sort of part 2 video. Anyways, to make a hydrangea wreath, you really only need 3 things. Number 1, you need your flowers. Number 2, you need a wreath like this, which you can make for sure. It's very tedious, or you can check the description below for a link to one that you can just buy. It's way more recommended. My wife is a floral designer, and she says, not worth the trouble, just buy one. And then you're also going to need, the third part is this foliage sealer, which you can also find in the description below. So once you've removed the flowers from your shrubs, what I recommend is removing the lowermost petioles that contain the bottommost parts of your flowers, and that's going to create a longer stem that you can work with. You need to have a longer stem that's at least about 4 inches in length in order to make the wreath. Once you have that done, then you're going to be ready to start actually creating the wreath. Now, we like to start by just laying some of our flowers out on the table to give us a nice visual to see, the difference in the sizes, the difference in the stem length, so that we can start to add them to our wreath. Now, the great thing is that after we add this foliage sealer, like my wife was saying, these wreaths will hold their shape and form indefinitely, assuming you're not putting it outside. This is going to be an indoor wreath for us, but you can absolutely use it for a season. Since our hydrangeas are producing new flowers each year, if you want to put it on your front door on the outside, it might not last as long, but it could still last, a few good solid years. So the way that Samantha likes to do it, she likes to put one on the outside first, and then she moves to the middle, and then to the inside. So then you're kind of doing this layered look. And at the end, if we have any extra space in the middle, then we'll fill it out.
I'm going to use this one, but this stem can be a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut it. Just, it's up to you. And then I'm going to try to fix it with the other stems, and just like that.
So it's really just a question of kind of jamming it in the mix of stems. That's why you need to make sure that the stem is a correct, appropriate length. Samantha is demonstrating that if your flower if it's too large, just continue to remove those lowermost petioles. As we remember, those are the lowermost petioles, and now your flower might be the perfect size for you. The strategy has been to start on the inside and kind of work your way in that circle, filling out the inside and the outside kind of in that circular pattern, and then in the middle to fill in all of the gaps. It's the most important to continue that circle so that you don't lose that synchronicity. So we're just about finishing up, but some of the very first ones that we put in were a little too large and they didn't provide good continuity. So Samantha's removing a few of them to replace with some smaller flowers so that it has a much more even-keeled look all the way around the wreath. All right, well, hold it up, baby. Let's see what you have created. So one of the main things that we learned was that your stem needs to be of appropriate length and thickness. That way you can really put it into that wreath without the stem breaking on your flower. That's really important, but you don't want it to be too long or too thick that when you put it in, it will obstruct other flowers from going in. So now that we have, show the video, show to the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah? She's the artist whose work is never finished. That's just like my mother. Looks pretty good. So now we're gonna go and spray it, or do we spray it here? Or do we have to go outside? So the spray not only is gonna keep your flowers from like falling apart, it's gonna dry them, and it's also gonna keep them from accumulating dust. So it has multiple benefits. All right, so now we're ready to use the foliage sealer. We brought it outside so that any sort of fumes diffuse easily, and just follow the instructions on the can. It's really easy to follow. We're just going to do 2 coats, and that should be good to go. And here we've created our own beautiful hydrangea wreath from flowers from our own garden. And you can do it too. It's super easy. It took about 30 minutes. We did it really nice and slow. No rush. You want to just take your time and enjoy the process. And now you get to enjoy having this wreath for years to come. If we weren't clear on anything, you still have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. We always do our very best to answer each and every one of your comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. We're bringing new plant-related content every single week. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us here on Plant Vibrations. Catch you later. Ciao.